Hello, fellow murderers. Today is Friday, July 12th, 2024, and it's a great day to solve a murder. Today we have the ARIES-ON-A-SKI-LIFT murder, and we have 3 5x5 grids with suspects, locations, and weapons. Our red murder clue today is a brown stain was found beside the ski instructor. All right, I think we're going to have to do some work to figure out what's going to leave a brown stain behind. So let's go ahead and check out our suspects, and while we're at it, we'll look through our weapons and locations to see if we can figure out where we might find a brown stain. All right, so our suspects today are Officer Copper, Uncle Midnight, Admiral Navy, Senor Emerald, and Deacon Verdigris. And I'm going to go ahead and flip through our weapons today. Well, we don't need to anymore. Identified by a brown stain left behind. Okay, so that's going to be the poisoned hot chocolate. Okay, so before I go through the rest, let's just take a moment. We'll say a poisoned hot chocolate was the murder weapon today. And our other weapons were a flare gun, a strangling scarf, a human skull, and an ice axe. Okay, and finally, our locations today are a hidden cave, a ski lift, the woods, the lodge, and a bar in town. All right, let's dive into our clues and evidence. Either an ice axe was at the lodge or Senor Emerald was beside a stone fireplace. Okay. Let's see real quickly. Stone fireplace. I'm wondering if that's the lodge too? Roaring fire. Oh, I don't like this. So this is going to be the stone fireplace, I think, but it's very frustrating because it doesn't actually say stone fireplace, but there's nothing else that suggests there's a fireplace. Yeah. So let's say that this is the lodge as well. So either an ice axe was at the lodge, or to simplify, Senor Emerald was at the lodge. So that will tell us that Senor Emerald did not have the ice axe, because if Senor Emerald was at the lodge and had the ice axe, then these would both be true, and instead these must, like, one of these must be wrong. So that does tell us that Senor Emerald does not have the ice axe, and let's leave this unchecked for now, and we can kind of come back and see if we get more information that helps us build that out some more. Okay, so a thread from a scarf was discovered behind a keg of beer. I'm going to assume that's going to be the bar in town. Yeah, kegs of beer. So we'll put the strangling scarf in the bar in town. Deacon Verdigris was not by stalagmites. Now that's going to be the cave. So we'll say Deacon Verdigris was not in the cave. The suspect on a ski lift was born on April 17th. Okay, I gave it away in the title a little bit, but I do know that this is Aries. So let's see who are our Aries here. We've got Officer Copper. And that's it. So it's got to be Officer Copper on the ski lift. Okay. And of course, again, that is the title, although that does not mean that Officer Copper is our murderer or anything like that. So just a warning there. We've had a few kind of red herring titles lately. So just a warning there. We can also say then we know that Officer Copper did not have the strangling scarf, as that was at a different location than the bar in town. So we can put that in as well. All right. Admiral Navy kept accusing the person who had an ice axe. Okay, so this is kind of a twist on our classic relationship clues. This is just saying that Admiral Navy did not have an ice axe, so we can cross off that weapon for Admiral Navy. Okay, whoever was in the woods was right-handed. Let's look through our suspects. Right-handed, left-handed, right, left, left. So we've got Officer Copper and Admiral Navy, but we already have Officer Copper's location. So the woods must be Admiral Navy's location. And again, because we know where the strangling scarf was and Admiral Navy was not there, we can cross off the strangling scarf for Admiral Navy. A burn mark was discovered beside a stone fireplace. Really doubling down on the stone fireplace, even though it's not in the clue card. I probably need to chill, but that's it's really bothering me. Okay, so burn mark, I think that's from the flare gun. Yes, it can be identified by a burn mark left behind. So we've got the flare gun at the lodge. And let's see. That will also tell us, again, similarly to the bar or the strangling scarf, we can cross those weapons off for these two as they are not in the lodge. chemicals detector gave a positive reading on a ski lift. Okay, so that's going to be Officer Copper on the ski lift. So let's look through the weapons and see what had chemicals. Could be the murder weapon with chemicals and ceramic. Metal, cotton, bone. Okay, so it is. So Officer Copper is our murderer today. So we can go ahead and mark this in. Officer Copper with the poison hot chocolate on the ski lift. I'll flip these over, but before we see if we're right, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the grid. Okay, so we have Officer Copper on the ski lift here. And let's see what else. We know that Admiral Navy must have had the human skull, so we can put that in here. And that puts the human skull in the woods. That leaves just the ice axe for the hidden cave. And we know that Deacon Verdigris was not in the hidden cave, so that can put the ice axe with Uncle Midnight here. And that puts Uncle Midnight in the hidden cave. And then let's see, we just need to place these last two. You know what? I think this is going to come back to this either or. So either an ice axe was at the lodge, and that's it. The ice axe was not at the lodge. It was with Uncle Midnight in the hidden cave. So that means that Senor Emerald was beside the stone fireplace and had the flare gun. And Deacon Verdigris had the strangling scarf at the bar. All right, so there's everything all filled out. And again, we have Officer Copper with poisoned hot chocolate and a ski lift. Let's go ahead and see if we were right. All right, we were right. Thanks so much for playing along with me today. I hope this was a helpful walkthrough, and we'll see you tomorrow.